Hey everyone, it's M4J here, and welcome back to Blue Vale here on City Skylines, and welcome to the Magic Roundabout, which looks incredible. I've been watching this during the early morning rush as everyone gets up and starts heading to work. Excuse me while I just smack my microphone into oblivion. And it looks awesome. It looks so freaking cool. I'm absolutely in love with this whole city, to be honest. There's aspects of it that I'm still not 100% happy with, but for the most part, I think this is a really, really cool city that I've been working on here. I'm just going to get rid of these because I do want to clear this road up, because today I'm going to be doing a few things. One of the first things I want to do is build a car park down here at the docks. I'm going to start laying the foundation here for the light rail station as well, even though we're probably not going to be building that today. I do just want to get the sort of concept in as to where exactly it's going to go, because I don't want to build too much around this area and then realize, oh, the light rail was supposed to go here. So I'm going to be doing that as well. Main thing I'm going to be doing today is over here I'm going to be building another new residential area very similar to Bilston, and we're going to flood it with suburban housing, and the most important aspect of that is we're going to be getting ready to build the new transport hub, which I think is in fact going to go over here, but it's going to be a through station, so the line's going to have to curve this way. There will also be a line that comes out this way, and we'll actually probably end up joining... What on earth has happened over here? Train's not getting out of each other's way, I think. You're not leaving, and I don't know why you're not leaving. I'll fix this in a second as well. If I can just remove that and remove you. That seems to be the issue there. Are you full? Sort of. You're somewhat full. So that's going to have held up all my trains. Yes. Problem. Okay, that's fine. Never mind. This station here is probably going to have a lot of passengers. It has a fair amount of passengers. I wouldn't say it's loads and loads. The outside connections should help with that somewhat, so long as things do actually start moving, which they do appear to be. Anyway, yeah. So the railway line here, it'll probably come down this way. It might even cut through this area and run through to the yards as well. And then this line here will probably come in, I don't know, it might branch off and turn into a triangle and things. Yeah, there'll be stuff happening. And it'll be a proper transport hub. And the railway here will actually have a station in this region as well. It might even have one at Elm Grove. And the one... So the Vermont Heights one is going to get moved to outside the park. And then there's going to be one somewhere in Elm Grove. And then there's going to be probably one here and then one over here at the hub. Bilston is going to get a station. Where? I don't know. The uni's probably going to get one as well. So it might end up being a twofer. One that covers both, which I think would be best. And then, yeah, the main line will continue out this way and off to the east. For all this to work, though, we need the tram network to be up and running as well. So, as well as building this suburban area here today, I'm going to be building the trams from, well, at least the one that goes this way and then turns west and then runs north again through the centre of Elm Grove, including a stop probably here at the hospital. And then it's going to curve this way and run into this area, and then it will end up here at the transport hub, where it will either terminate or it will continue off into the distance somewhere, because we've still got, I think, the engineering school's here in the port, or the massive industrial area is meant to be here, and the port's over here somewhere. Again, I'm going to have to refer to the plans for that at some point, but that is part of what the plan is. What is this symbol mean again? Oh, apparently we don't need to see that. Hello? Interesting. It's not showing me. Cool. Ah, there's one down here, so I can just find out this way. I feel like it's not enough goods. Yeah. So we will need to start bringing some more goods in from the city somewhere as well. Also, off camera, I did lay a whole new list of bus routes, which I could probably show you here. I can't remember all of them and which order I have built them in, but there is one that runs from down here at the docks up through Old Blue. It then runs through the centre of Bilston, east to west, and then terminates up here at the uni, which is a pretty cool line. It picks up a fair number of passengers. I've also rerouted the trolley, so you see it no longer runs in any direction here. It just goes straight across the main road, then it turns west, and then turns east, and then loops around. There is an interchange here between the buses and the trolleys, but I didn't want to build them on the same road because I don't think you can. No, you cannot. So I put them slightly staggered. It also means I could then put 2 bus stops on the route here. To be honest, I could probably put this second one there now. I think that would look nicer. And this works all nicely. There is the park and ride routes that are up and running again. 1, 2, and 3. They run... Right, got to remember this now. So one of them runs down to Vale Point, which isn't particularly popular. In fact, does it run to Vale? I think it does run to Vale Point. I think it runs down to here. One runs to Blue Shores, which is quite popular. And one runs to the Yards North, which is very popular. So I don't know how many people are parked here right now. A fair amount. But yeah, you can see here the buses are quite popular. People tend to use them actually as an interchange thing rather than, park the car and then take the bus into the city. I think they actually take the bus from wherever they live to here and then take the bus from here to wherever they work, which is also fine. That's kind of what these systems are for at the end of the day. And then you may also see there are other bus routes down here in Vale Shores. I did move some things around slightly. And I also added a couple of routes here at Vale Point, which I think I did in the last episode, actually, so that's not really a secret. Blue Shores, I'm tempted to not actually have bus routes in here. Have a bus station with buses coming in and out in all directions. Bear in mind there'll be more residential over here as well. And then that will loop around and join up with this, and then the park will actually be in the middle of a built-up area. But for now... Wow, the game really does like to throw the lag spikes at me. For now, there's no other bus routes in here. There may, however, be some ferry routes. As you can see, we've got the canals here. And there is some potential to build some ferry docks and maybe get like the flattest ferries you've ever seen and run them through here, which I believe we do have with the ride collection. So you never know. You may see some ferries running through Blue Shores. Anyway, I just want to get cracking with this, to be honest. The last couple of episodes have been quite transport related, and I'll be perfectly honest with you. You guys might have enjoyed them by the time these come out. I wasn't a huge fan, particularly of the last episode. I felt like I dawdled a bit too much and dithered and didn't really do a lot that was good, to be honest. But then I feel like that with a few of my series, and I look back and think, actually, it wasn't too bad. So maybe I'll get that feeling again. But yeah, right now, yeah, look, these trains are all coming in now. Yep. Okay, the unbunching will have to be very, very good on this route now. But yeah, I want to kind of make up for that if you guys did feel a little bit about the last few videos as well. So my plan, this actually would explain a lot as to why my goods weren't getting delivered to some of my commercial areas as well. So we're going to have some heavy freight traffic through here, I imagine, for a little bit. These long trains are what's doing it. I need to sort of unsub from these, I think, because there's no crossover. They can't cross over and reverse. We've also got these two here getting in each other's way, which is great. We might have to relook at that. But yeah, I want to get on with things. I want to get building. I want to make up for the last couple of episodes. So one thing I want to do first is over here. Now this junction was very, very busy when people started moving into Bilston. It's calmed down a little bit, but once we build the stadium over here, stadiums, there's going to be more than one, and the airport, because the airport is also going to be accessed through these two roads here, things are going to get busy again. So I want to build this tram interchange, because the tram is going to run up this route here eventually as well. What it does when it gets to this junction here, I don't yet know. I'm tempted to split it and have half come down this. Oh, I built a roundabout over here as well. Completely forgot to mention this. So this isn't a V-shaped junction anymore. It's a proper roundabout, but you can go straight on this way and continue to the airport. I was debating whether to downgrade this to 2 lanes in each direction, and I may end up doing that still. But I think for now it's fine as is. But yeah, I think the tram would come down this way and then down this way, and then would somehow end up in Vale Shores as well. And I really think that one would be good if it terminated here near the bus stop and also the railway. possibly in this little gap here, actually. And then it could run out this way, around here, up and over here, and then somehow join up maybe at this junction here. And then this would be a tram road the whole way. That's not a bad idea, actually. Huh, I can come up with good ideas when I try hard. And then here it would diverge, but then there could be another one that goes off this way. And then, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And then we could build like a triangular junction here, or just have it as is, and then somehow get the tram across and over to here and then into the yards. Oh, I'm swimming with ideas today. This is exciting. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to swap out this junction first, and then we're going to move over and build the new district to the north of Elm Grove. Let's get on with it. Alright, here we go then. So, there are some aspects of this that I wish were a little bit different. For example, the lanes here, this blue one here is a little bit crazy. But, I think for the most part, this actually looks quite good and hopefully will function quite well. Adding this extra road here has definitely made the tram lines here look a little bit nicer, so I'm quite happy with that. I was tempted to upgrade these to actual lanes as well and use this for emergency vehicles, but that might be in the future. I don't think I'm going to worry with that too much right now. I was also tempted to bury these underground and have this be above ground still, but again, not going to worry too much about that right now. We'll see if I can make those changes in the future. This curve here is incredibly tight. Vehicles will have to slow down for it quite a bit, which isn't the most realistic thing in the world, but again, it could be worse. Main thing is it's up and running, people are using it. I've cut off power to the entirety of Bilston doing this. That wasn't my finest moment. 1 second. It's because I removed these windmills, which are actually very, very important to the structure of the city, as it turns out. Also, we've got our first tram stops on this road here now as well, which I'm very, very happy about. And at some point, let me just put this bridge back in. At some point, when we actually have trams running down here, this would look awesome. I actually did say I was going to move this bridge, didn't I? So let's use this as a good opportunity to do that. Now I could put the bridge... I kind of want this tram stop to be flat. So which way would be a good way to go with it? I think lifting this side up. Flat tram stops are definitely better. So then having the bridge at this end of things would be a lot better as well. So let's grab you all the way down to here. That's a pretty good gradient. And then from here over to here. That's also a pretty good gradient. And we'll move this like so. I don't know if this actually kept its name. It hasn't, which is a little annoying, but never mind. Washington Avenue's not the worst name in the world. Right. Let's get this. So the new bridge is going to be built from here. And it's going to go up. Like so. And across. Like so, I guess. And then down. Like so. There we are. We'll fix those little bits in a second. Let's remove this. I'm going to place this back in more like this now. And can I put this one in like that? I can. Yeah, that's alright, I suppose. So, we'll fix this, and then we'll get moving on to the next part of today's video, which is going to be building the new residential area, and then starting to run the tram into it. Because once that area is up and running, we can in fact extend the existing tram line from Vale Point up through into the new area, which is going to be really, really exciting. How's the clearance? That's actually pretty decent, I would say. I'm really looking forward to getting this up and running as well when the time comes. This is going to be fantastic. Right, let's unpause the game. And we'll get the electricity issue sorted. We've got traffic starting to run through. Oh, one other thing I need to do before I forget. Here, yeah, we're going to allow traffic through. And you, and this side over there, and this side over there. This one, no, because we need to sort out what's going on there. I have some ideas, so we'll see how that ends up. I think there'll be another road here that diverges off that way, maybe. Possibly even running over towards this direction, maybe. I don't know yet, though. But yeah, that's in now. And apart from, like I said, a couple of things I don't like the shape of the roundabout still looks a little bit derpy. Maybe we'll reduce the roundabout to 2 lanes instead of 3. But for the most part, I think this is okay. I've got ideas on how to fix that, but I think I'm going to do those off camera just for simplicity's sake. The main thing is it's in. It's in and it looks cool, and we can have vehicles here that double back now to head down this way, and we've got the 2 tram stops in, which I guess are fine. I'm really tempted actually to put one here as well. I think that's a decent distance. These 2, we could maybe put one under the bridge here and move this one, but I like having this one here because it first of all creates a nice interchange with the trolley, but it also serves part of Bilston here and also can connect via the walkway here to the Varsity Village, which I do still need to add the district for, actually, for the university and the Varsity area. We'll sort that out at some point in the future, I'm sure. And then one other thing that I would like to do here, I think the traffic lights are all set, so it's just a case of putting in the lane connections, which is relatively easy to do. Could maybe have 3 lanes here for this. But I don't know. This is fine for now. Let me just check. Do we have... We do not. Right. That'll be something I do probably off camera as well. Right. Let's start on this in residential area then. So, first thing I'm going to do is put these roads here back on level ground. I think that's a good way to do things. Originally, I think streets were going to cross under here, but at this point, it just makes more sense. This one here might come across and connect up as well, and then there might even be connections over here too. And then we're going to start laying out the roads for the new area. Let's go. Okay, road layout done. For the most part, some of it looks a bit weird still, like this whole section here, which may need to change. But for the most part, it's okay. It's looking all right. I am debating how to get this looking nicer. The 30% drop off there is a bit of a clue as to what's gone wrong. And yeah, I mean, we could just embrace the fact that most of this part of the city is on a hill. A pretty big hill at that. And kind of include it in the design. There we go. For the most part, this is going to be pretty dense residential. There's going to be some bits that might be lighter residential. Where the motorway is, over here, this is all going to be offices. I've already decided, because I think that would make a nice sound barrier. But only in this corner. As we go more this way, it's going to become residential again. So there may be some complaints with noise pollution. It's something I'm kind of prepped for. I'm hoping it's not going to be a huge issue. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, let's see if I can do that. And then these ones like this. And there we go. I think for the most part, this is looking nicer. There's a little bit here that needs doing still. We've got some weird gradients, and here. But yeah, for the most part, this is looking a lot better now. I'm starting to get happier with this. Again, it's a bit hilly over here, but that's fine. This whole area here, tempted to build like a zoo or something in this area. Something just to fill it out, and it's also relatively close to the national park without sort of stepping on its toes. So I think that's not a bad place to put it, all things considered. I'm just going to smooth the majority of this out here as well. Get it looking a little bit nice, particularly in this section here. I was actually meant to build some streets that crossed over, so I might go back and redo those at some point. For the transport then, we've got the main tram avenue that runs through. Already, I'm actually debating having the tram turn this way and actually run across this one instead. But that might be taking the mickey a little bit. And also this section here where the road is raised up above. I might use some keys and some key anarchy to make this all look a little bit nicer. This is going to be a fairly built up part of the city again. And you can imagine through Elm Grove, through... I've forgotten the name of it. Vermont Heights. And then down into the yards. This is all still like city centre. So it doesn't just end because we're no longer in the really built up CBD. There is still quite a lot of built upness going on around here. Man, yeah, the gradients. It differs a lot in this section. It definitely differs a lot. Something you don't really notice when you're building from above, top down. That you're kind of building at massively different levels. Whew, definitely gonna have to go do some extra work around these parts before we can start zoning. But, you know, it's not too bad. What I could do for some of these areas is trim it down like that. This cross one here, I'm actually just going to remove all 4 of these streets and we'll just build something else in there. Likewise here, I might just leave that as is. It depends on if I zone the road up here, because if I do that... now apparently, there it is. Now if I upgrade this... Yeah, so if I turn off zoning along this road entirely, that opens up some more possibilities. Now for this bit here, I could just leave it on. That's fine. Whoops. Lost which road I was looking at now. It was this one, wasn't it? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, but having this one unzoned, I think, makes life a little bit easier. Could likewise do the same thing on here. But I'm not going to bother with that right now. And yeah, the rest of it's all looking pretty good. This one here, I'm going to turn off as well. again, just for simplicity. This one, I think we could have it on, but I'm going to turn it off again, just because, again, I don't want buildings to like be massively messing with the terrain here, because that's going to look really, really stupid. So in that case, I may as well turn off all of these. Like so. And then remember to turn this back on. There we are. Right. So these star junctions here, again, I've built some before in New Guard City. They're fine for the most part. There are some... Oh, that's a... Yeah, the slope needs to go this way. Yeah. That kind of makes it better. The massive, massive star junction that I built in New Guard City, I'm not going to build in this section. If anything, that will actually go over by the other transport interchange, because I think that will look cool as well. Same thing here. So you are a tram road, so you do need to have a slightly softer gradient, which I think you now do, which is good. It can have a gradient. It's not like it's impossible to have gradients on trams. They do exist. But at the same time, it's nice to have an easier gradient as it climbs up the hill here. There we are. And then just at the top here, boom. Right, so this tram is going to terminate somewhere around this area. I don't know where yet. It depends very much on where this through station is going to go. I think I did actually get some more stations. But I think the one I'm probably going to end up using is this one. The multi-platform station. I think this one here is just going to be easier. Was it 6 platforms? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. What's this weird random zone I've got out here? Where's that come from? You were. That's weird. Hopefully that doesn't break anything in the future. Right. Before we start zoning then, the other thing I want to do is add the platform areas to the tram here. So I want one. Again, it's hard because this is all like on a slope. So it's trying to find a good flat area to actually build this in. I think putting you there, removing this node, that should do it. And then we can have a path from here that comes down. That's somewhat flat, I would say. It's really hard because of the way that the roads go here. I think it's going to have to be more like that. But then this one here in turn has to then also drop down slightly. Like so. And now it starts to become a bit messy. Let's try this. Let's see what kind of gradient we end up with. 11.3. I mean, that's quite steep. That's probably too steep for a tram, so it can't go there. Could potentially go there though. So if I did this, we'll remove both of these nodes, I guess, and we'll just have that as a 1. Yeah, I think that's better. And then redo this, and then obviously redo the gradient here. I think that will then work better. Yeah, it's still steep, but it's not as steep. There's a big station here. I'm actually tempted to put a tram exchange here, if I can remember where those are. I'm sure I had an exchange. I think it comes as part of the LRT network. Where is it? I have started removing some of these roads as well, but obviously not all of them. I mean, that doesn't look... Apart from the glitch textures, that doesn't look like the worst. I think there might actually be one. Did I see one that had terminus tracks in it? Thought I saw one back this way, maybe? Nope, has to be the other way. I definitely saw one that had the ability to terminate trams. It wasn't one of those. It was... So there's that one that can do it. Is it that one? No. Oh, that's a one-way. Well, that one definitely can. You can see it there. And this one definitely can. But again, that's not what we want. That one can. You can tell, again, looking at this, the way that the streets work. It's not quite flat. Yeah, there's definitely one. Ah, there. That might be the one I saw, which doesn't quite fit in, although that one does. Yeah, that one does. And that, for now, could act as a terminating point. Or there's this one, which has the platforms in the center. Or there's this one, which is the exchange one. Ah, yes. I'm going to go with this type. If there's one with 2 lanes either side, that would work even better. But I like this one because it allows to terminate trams whilst also having other ones continuing straight on. This is a good one that we're going to have over at the transport hub, I think. So I'm going to leave it here for now, and then when we build the transport hub, obviously the tram line will extend, and then we'll have one line terminate, one line continue. Right, how can I fix this now then? Maybe make that flat? No. I think the biggest problem is... Actually, I think they are all there. Yeah, I think they are all there. The fact that this road is still on a slope, though, is a little bit annoying. So maybe I'll do something about that. Also, this one here, I need to remove a node. There. Everything else here I think is fine. So let's see if I can bump this side up a little bit and flatten it out. I think like that. Obviously, we've now got this weird hump going on here with this side, but I can do something like this to flatten it out, and also something... maybe if I do it like this instead. That kind of works better. And then this one down to here. This one down to here. That one can actually be brought up slightly. Yeah. Tell you what, I'm going to go into another time lapse quickly, and I'm going to fix some of these roads, and then we're going to come back and start placing service buildings, and then we can finally do the zoning. So bear with. Okay, roads are somewhat fixed. I'm just looking at this junction here and I'm really not liking it, but apart from making that flat now and it looking a bit stupid, yeah, it needs to be sloped. I just don't know why the tracks don't follow. I mean, I could look to see here why, which way is it actually sloping it? Maybe if I sloped it this way instead. Whoops. Yeah, no, that's not done it at all. We'll just make this flat then. That's fine. And then redo this somehow. Because that's, yeah, it's fine. For now, it's fine. I'll sort it out. Okay, service buildings. So, I think something important has to go here, in front of this big station. I think a good building to build here is some kind of academic building. So I was thinking like a high capacity high school. We could even put a high capacity elementary school right next to it, and then this could just be the school area. Not a bad idea, that. Like so. That's those two buildings sorted. Elm Grove is enjoying that as well, which is nice. This electricity wire over here, I think I'm just going to connect it back up over here once this is all set up, and then yeah, things will start coming through. I have also just realized, let's remove that road for a second, and if I grab this road here, I reckon from here we could build down and under. Kind of like this. And then bring it back up. And then redo some of this. 1 second. Just fix that bit. And fix that bit. There we go. It's kind of like a shortcut to get from one side to the other. I like that. There's not much in this that I'm actively disliking. There are elements to this where I'm like, oh, I wouldn't have done it quite like that when I look back. But for the most part, I'm liking this city. There's a lot to love about this city, and I'm having a blast building it. And it seems like you guys are having a blast watching it as well. Viewing figures have been pretty good recently. So what can I say? I'm pretty happy about that. Just going to flatten out that junction there as well, just to keep things looking a little bit better there. Did I connect this up now? I believe I did. So in theory I could start actually extending this tram line now, which would be nice. So let's do that quickly. So without breaking my desk here, I'm just going to roll the wheel right up. Wow, literally my entire desk is shaking just from rolling this wheel. That's crazy. Game. Nothing is responding in the game. I'm just going to give it a minute. Have a little think about it. There we go. Any second now. Wow. Zoomed in and everything. It's crazy. Keep going, 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 keep going. There's a lot of stuff in this panel. A lot of tram stuff. We're almost there. There it is. Okay. So grab this line. And I'm just going to bring it right the way up over here if it lets me. Which it does. Excellent. So now we need a stop there, sorry, and a stop there. Excellent. And then over here outside Elm Grove. Outside the stadium at Elm Grove, just up the road from the hospital. And then over here. Like so, like so. And then this section, I've not built any stops here, I don't think, actually. So let's do that quickly. I think one, maybe here. If I can get a node in here, of course. Bend. Stretch. U-turn. Okay, U-turn seems to work for that one. How weird. I don't know what it's done with this side then. Just says custom. Okay. Yeah, I set custom on this one and it didn't do anything. Oh, there you go. Now it's done it. Derp. Right, it hasn't ruined zoning. Good stuff. So I want one there, and then possibly one just off this corner, maybe? In fact, if I put one under here, that's probably the only one I need here. So then I can set this back how it was. Reset you. reset you. There we go. Better. And then back to this. Right. So we got the 2 just there. So we need 2 here. You there. You there. And then for this side, I think for heading up, we're going to stop over here. Heading back, we're going to stop over here. I think that works best. How does this look here? Yeah, I think it works. I think it works. I think it'd be pretty self-explanatory how this would work for passengers. You'd hope so anyway, otherwise, yeah, you wonder how they get to work in the mornings anyway. Right, how's this looking? This is looking fine. I'm going to move the cemetery. I can't move the cemetery. I've got to empty the cemetery first. I need that auto empty thing. That'd be really useful right now. Anyway, let's start placing down some of the other buildings in here, and then we can think about doing the zoning. So, high capacity hospital. We definitely need that on a corner somewhere. I mean, it fits there. Is that... It's not really central enough, though, I'd say. Maybe over here if it fits. If I can get that as close to... That works. I'll take that. And then... High capacity fire station. Again, preferably on a street corner. If it fits there, I'll build it there. Which it does, so I will. That should cover a fair amount. And then for police, I'm going to come this way a little bit. Is that high capacity? Yeah. See if I can stick it there. Okay. So you... Let's get the ambulances there. You... That one. And then the police. Let's go for the vans. Why not? Alright, so for zoning... Like I said, over here, we're going to have strictly offices. Maybe for this section here as well. So all of this is going to be offices, but not this section. This bit here is going to be housing. Maybe this bit down here can also be offices. Up to here. And then this section here. And then I guess all of this bit down here can be offices too. Just to act as some kind of sound barrier between housing and the main road. But everything else over there is going to be residential. For commercial, definitely the tram avenue is going to be commercial. Because, you know, where trams go, shops go too. That secret unwritten rule that we all know. All down here, all down here, all down here. And then along this bit. Some of these corners do look a bit weird. There and there. And then I guess down this section of Elm Grove as well. Which might mean redoing at least this road. Like that. That'll do. We'll redo the zoning on this road because it all got removed. Use the brush tool for this bit. Okay. And then pretty much maybe a little bit more commercial on this road opposite the hospital. And next to the hospital. And possibly there'll be commercial along this road at the top here as well. I think everything else is actually going to be residential. But there's one more, or a couple more things that I need to do first. One of the things I always forget to do in this game is add death care. So I'm going to do that first. So we're going to add a cemetery. Where have we got space? I must have removed... There you go. See if I can squeeze it there. With a crematorium right next to. There. Excellent. And maybe another one up here if I can fit it. That works. And that works. Okay. So those are in. The gradient here looks stupid, but it's fine. So we got hospital, we got fire station, we got police station. We may need more, but that for now is fine. We've got death care, we've got schools. We could put some parks in, but I think this part of the city is going to be kind of the just get people crammed in as best as possible kind of area. So I'm not going to focus too much on that. Also just realised we got Tram Avenue here. If I made this one a Tram Avenue 2, then that can then run down this way and into Blue Shores, and that forms kind of a loop. So a big like U shape, which I think would work quite well. And that could be the one that then comes down to Vale Point. So it actually comes up through Blue Shores and up this way. And then we can have another line from the yards down through into Blue Shores via the roads at Vale Point. Yeah, sorry, just thinking out loud again. Okay, so everything else here is going to be residential. Let's get all that done, and then we can do the pipe work, and then we're done. Okay, and we are done. Now there's one more thing that we need to do here before we can actually call this an episode, and that is to name this district. And as I was placing the pipes just now, I did have a little think. I did start to think, what if this wasn't Elm Grove? What if this up here was Elm Grove and this was an extension of Vermont Heights? And the more I thought about it, the more I thought that's actually not a bad idea. So I think what's going to happen here is we're going to move the district. So Elm Grove here, going to grab it and just very crudely paint around what is going to become the new Elm Grove. It's probably a good name for this episode, actually, New Elm Grove. And then all along here and then down here like this. And then we're going to fill this area in like so. So that means we're going to have a new Elm Grove Hospital and everything. And now we're going to take Vermont Heights and we're going to bring that in. And we're going to fill the old Elm Grove with Vermont Heights. Which, to be honest, Vermont Heights probably would have been better as a name for the other bit. Where it actually goes uphill here, but never mind. Elm Grove, Vermont Heights. We're going to paint over the main road here as well. Why not? The heavy traffic ban doesn't actually affect motorways, so that's not going to cause too much of an issue here. And then, yeah, we'll somehow sort out how this road here is going to be categorized. Cool. So now, I don't have to worry too much about redoing district styles and everything. It will just all be done from here. I am going to rename this though. What's the name of the road? Because I don't think that's going to change again. Elizabeth Street. Elizabeth Street Hospital. Now there's probably things like fire stations and stuff like that that needs to be renamed. So that's the hospital done. Fire station, yeah, that's there. And that's all good. So you're going to be Vermont Fire Brigade. Police. Right here. which also hasn't been named. So you're going to be Vermont Police. Whoops. Station. Excellent. And then back into here, you're going to be Elm Grove High School. This one is going to be Elm Grove So I think we do have high school and elementary school in the UK. It's not something I'm particularly familiar with, but I'm actually going to rename this one primary. I think I'm going to keep the high school as its name because, again, like I said, I think we do actually have those. You are Elm Grove Police Station. And then the cemeteries and things I'm not going to bother with. That's fine. You're Elm Grove Hospital. And you are Elm Grove Fire Brigade. Okay, now we're actually done. So, I'm going to unpause. We're going to watch these things start growing. Oh, no, I'm going to pause again for a second. I thought I'd fixed all these roads, but I guess I hadn't. Because this one here looks stupid. Sort these out, and then we can start wrapping up the episode. I would, at this point, lead into a time-lapse of the city, the new part of the city here growing. But, again, I think we've seen that now. Until something really, really special gets built, I don't think there's any point in doing that sort of time-lapse of the city. Either that, or I might just do a sub-episode of the series, which is just looking back at the city so far. Considering this is actually episode 25, this would be a good place to do it. So you never know. I might put this series not on ice, but take a little break to allow recording to catch up with publishing and see what you guys think. Whether or not you think that's a good idea. Let me just lift these ones up here as well. So there's that one. There's that one, which I think is now fine. And then this one. There is actually one over here as well. Man, there's way more of these than I thought. Again, I know I did like a top-down view, but I thought I'd checked all these over and thought they were okay. These ones, there's literally no point changing them. This one here, though, yeah, we can definitely do something with this one. Okay, basically keep the same shape, but lift you up a little bit higher, and then drop you down a little bit. There we go. Right. So yeah, you to you, even. You to you, even. This side here is all fine. Yep, that looks good. And then this one to there. Level it out. This one to there. Level it out. And I think the rest are all okay. But I'm going to give them a quick once over just to be sure. Yeah. Alrighty. And then the ones over here, that's all fine. Yeah. Okay. That'll do it then for this episode, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. And, of course, you're enjoying the series so far. Feel free to check out my Patreon as well. I know I don't mention it much, but I do have a Patreon for those who wish to support me over there. So feel free to check that out. If you like what you see there, why not hit the pledge button or whatever it's called these days. That would be really, really awesome as well and much appreciated. Otherwise, drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you for your continued support. That's also very much appreciated. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and until next time, I will see you soon.